Sup dudes, it's Real and welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day and tuning in to another one of these Fortnite videos. It really means a lot to me. Today we're going to be counting down the top 5 worst places to land in Fortnite. It does not matter if you're a noob, it does not matter if you're a pro at the game, I don't even freaking care if you're a ninja. If you land at these places, you are going to be wasting your time and negatively affecting your KD. Before we begin with today's top 5 video, if you guys are new to the channel, what are you flipping waiting for? Punch that subscribe button in the face, guys. Give it a nice uppercut. Knock that subscribe button out. We are almost at 400 subscribers and we're literally growing every single day. So if you guys are not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe and join the realest family on YouTube, boys and girls. Throughout the video, guys, the locations are going to be numbered from 5 to 1, meaning number 1 is going to be the worst location and you should never ever visit that. And I also chose all of the places in today's video according to how many chests spawn in that area, how often the battle bus goes over that area, meaning how easy it is to access that area, also how many players go to that area. So loot is not being a factor in today's video because loot generates randomly. You can literally get a golden scar literally anywhere. Loot is random, but chest spawning is not random most of the time. Hopefully this video will help you guys get some easy victory royales and you guys will land at the right places. Without any further ado, guys, enjoy the video and let me know in the comments down below if this helped at all. Without wasting any more time, it is time to finally announce the number 5 position in the worst places to land in Fortnite. Let's go. So guys, straight off the start at number 5, we have a very controversial location. Dusty Depot is at number 5 for the worst places to land in Fortnite. Now, before you guys look at me like I'm crazy, I do admit that Dusty Depot can be very good for players at times who like to be near tilted towers and get in some of the action at Salty Springs. But the reason Dusty Depot has made its way to the number 5 position is because it is crazy unreliable, guys. As you guys can see in today's footage, I did not get a single chest at Dusty Depot and I had to rely on weapons on the ground. Dusty Depot at times can give you 3 chests and at times you can literally walk out of Dusty with nothing but a gray pistol and a gray suppressed SMG, which is not reliable at all. Also guys, since Dusty Depot is so close to Salty Springs and Tilted Towers, it attracts many people, and for the amount of people that it attracts, it does not have enough weapons to supply all those people. So if you do not get a weapon straight off the start, you're pretty much dead and you have to leave Dusty unless you want to die 3 seconds into the game. So Dusty Depot, despite being really close to major places like Tilted Towers and Salty Springs, has made its way to number 5 because it's crazy unreliable. I have actually gone to Dusty Depot a lot when I first started playing Fortnite and it has negatively affected my KD, and I do not recommend going to it unless you guys know how to correctly land and get weapons before everybody else can. But yeah, Dusty Depot is number 5. Let's go on to number 4. At number 4, we have another controversial location, in some ways the opposite of Dusty Depot. Flush Factory is at number 4. I know a lot of people like going here, and in my opinion, I think it is literally trash. I've gone to Flush Factory a couple of times, and almost all of the times I've either met nobody in the entire factory, or I've met so many people that I didn't get a single weapon and lost within seconds. Flush Factory is in the southern tip of the island and you have to go completely out of your way to go to it unless the bus is going right over it, and it is very unlikely that the bus will continuously go over the same exact location. Flush Factory does, however, have a lot more reliable chests than Dusty Depot. I think I found around 6 to 7 chests in the entire Flush Factory region. But that is also because I've met nobody at all. I have to go completely out of my way to go to Flush Factory. And I've actually waited for so long for the bus to go over Flush, and it never happened. I had to go completely out of my way. So yeah, Flush Factory made its way to this list. 1, because of its terrible location in the southern part of the island. And number 2, literally nobody ever goes there unless the bus is going right over Flush or very close to Flush, which makes it very hard to get kills and obviously affects your KD and makes it harder for you to get better at the game. At the number 3 position, guys, we are halfway through the list already. At number 3, we have Wailing Woods. just like Junk Junction and Dusty Depot, Wailing Woods does have its own players that like to land there, but I find no reason to be going there because the only thing that separates Wailing Woods from every other location in Fortnite is the excess amount of wood that you can get and the fact that you can hide as the game goes on amongst the many trees. Other than that, guys, there are only 3 maximum chests allowed in the entire Wailing Woods area. 3. In that huge area, only 3 are allowed. That's the same as Dusty Depot. And Dusty Depot has a much smaller area than Wailing Woods. Even Flush Factory has almost double the amount of chests as Wailing Woods. The only reason it is above Flush Factory, however, is because, as already mentioned, as the game goes on, you are able to hide and maybe even be able to build a really cool fort using all of the excess amount of wood. There is also 2 to 3 vending machines, which make it a lot easier to get weapons since there are only 2 to 3 possible chests. And just like Dusty Depot, there is a very good chance that most of the chests will not spawn. And if some of the chests do not spawn, it really just comes down to whoever lands first and gets a weapon first. So the main key points to remember about Wailing Woods is you can get a lot of material, which will help you later on in the game. 2, if you do get a weapon straight off the start, just like Dusty Depot, you will have a lot of easy kills. And 3, you have a good chance of at least 1 vending machine spawning somewhere in the huge Wailing Woods area. Let's get on with number 2, guys. At number 2, guys, we have Junk Junction. Junk Junction is not very bad when it comes to loot. However, it is very isolated when it comes to making it into the circle as the game goes on. Junk Junction is probably the farthest main area of Fortnite when you go north, and almost all of the times that I have played and landed at Junk Junction, the circle is never on it. You have to go a very long distance to get into the circle, and despite having some really great loot, if you do land alone, you will be able to find some great loot. As you guys can already see, I got 2 purple weapons already, and there are a lot of chests, and I think there's a solid 5 to 6 chests. It is very similar to Junk Junction. And again, the only main error in this location is it is so far away from the circle. I actually got very lucky in this game, and the circle was not too far away from me, so I was able to quickly loot and get into the circle. However, the main problem with this location is that people always die from the storm. There are so many chest possibilities throughout this area, and I think I got lucky with the amount of chests as well. I think I got around 6 chests. Normally you should get around 3 to 4. But people get so caught up with getting all the chests that they don't realize the storm is on them, and they die from the storm because, as I said already, it is always very far from the circle because it's so isolated up north. And the reason it is at number 2, because dying from the storm really hurts. I'd get a lot more angry if I die from a storm than I die from a trash player. And I'm pretty sure that's how everybody is. Nobody wants to die from the storm. So Junk Junction in general is very isolated, and despite having good loot, it is very hard to get all the materials within time to get into the circle. And if Junk Junction is in the circle, you are probably going to have a lot of other players to deal with. That's Junk Junction for you guys. Now it is finally time to move on and talk about the worst location to land at Fortnite. Let's go to number 1. At number 1, guys, the worst place to land in Fortnite Battle Royale is no other than Haunted Hills. I literally know none of my friends that like to go to Haunted Hills, and it is probably the worst location ever. 1, because of how it looks. Okay, Haunted Hills is a very gloomy, and it is not a blooming type of scene, so I'm guessing the scenery has something to do with it. Number 2, the loot here is actually garbage. You can find a solid 2 to 3 chests throughout Haunted Hills, and they're all garbage. I got very lucky. This is the first time I actually found some blue weapons. I landed here 3 times in order to get this footage, and this is my first blue weapon, the blue AR, and the weapons are utterly trash. And of course, nobody lands at Haunted Hills. I was completely by myself all 3 rounds, and the bus even went over Haunted Hills. What makes it worse than all of the other places in this list is that there is no other place that you can go if you land at Haunted Hills that has slightly better loot. You can maybe go to Junk Junction, which is also on this list, and Junk Junction is just going to make you even more isolated and make you go further away from the circle. So it does not have good loot. The scenery isn't exactly the best. Almost no players ever land there unless they're trying to complete a weekly or daily challenge to level up. But yeah, Haunted Hills is the worst place to land at Fortnite, guys. Tell me in the comments down below whether you agree with me or not. And if you guys do not agree with me, tell me why, and maybe I might change my opinion about Haunted Hills. But yeah, this was the top 5 worst places to land in Fortnite. If you guys do want to see more top 5 videos just like this, maybe the top 5 best places to land, top 5 best places to land for beginners, tell me in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys are not already subscribed, subscribe and join the Realist family on YouTube. My name is Real. I'm signing out. Peace.